This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Another day, another ruling on Measure 114. So the latest ruling on the gun reform measure could mean we are years away from actually seeing it take effect. We're going to hear from a local law professor about where Measure 114 goes from here.
Plus, Multnomah County commissioners decided against funding Mayor Ted Wheeler's homeless camps. Instead, millions of dollars will go to help families with their rent. We'll break it all down for you in just a few minutes.
And we are also live this morning inside a very historic Portland home.
Wow.
It is Pittock Mansion, and the annual Christmas exhibit on display there for us this morning. Yes, Rod?
That was your place. You fooled me.
We've downsized recently, Rod. I can see the confusion, though, yes. The theme this year at Pittock Mansion, music makes the season. So that display will stay there until January 4th. Lots of time to still check it out. Man, we brought that music to a halt. We were just getting into the holiday spirit, Director Byron Minger.
It is Friday, though, and I'm happy about that. Yeah, we'll get more looks at Pittock Mansion here in a bit. But what are we looking like on our Friday?
More sunshine like we had yesterday, so that's nice. So let's get you outside right now. We have good visibility out there. East winds did pick up a little bit out near the gorge last night, and they're blowing near Troutdale to 35 miles per hour this morning. And that wind, although it may not be that noticeable where you live, is filtrating through the valley somewhat. It's actually holding temperatures up. So PDX is at 34. It's also 34 out in Hillsborough. I'm really surprised how warm some of these numbers are, even knowing that there's a little bit of wind circulating across the area. There are cold spots. There's Vancouver at 26. There's Scappoose at 28 this morning. Salem right now just at 32. You know it's fairly breezy out in Silverton because they're at 40, and STK is probably pretty breezy too at 38. Okay, the wind, if you have it, will start to ease this afternoon and should calm overnight tonight. I have a sunny and 40 at noon. I have today's high getting up to 43 with what should be a nice Friday overall. Back to you.
Ooh, sounds good. Okay, thank you, Rod. A Portland Police Bureau sergeant was arrested and charged with sex abuse after police say he grabbed a woman's groin and pulled her hair at a bar. This is video of Sergeant Dark Hull that Portland police posted back in 2011. He's a 23-year veteran assigned to the traffic division, and it looks like actually that's a photo. Investigators say the alleged abuse happened on October 29th at Toby's Sports Pub in Southwest Portland. Washington County deputies spoke with a woman who was assaulted and witnesses, as well as watched surveillance video. He's been on administrative leave since October 30th, but deputies didn't arrest him until last night. He's charged with third-degree sex abuse and harassment. The police bureau says there's also an internal affairs investigation underway.
Decisions on Oregon Measure 114 have gone back and forth for weeks now since Election Day early last month. The latest twist is Thursday's ruling from a state judge in Harney County that blocks one of the major parts of Measure 114.
KGW's Alma McCarty takes a closer look with input from a local law professor about where the voter-approved gun control measure goes from here.
In Eastern Oregon, Judge Robert Rocchio put a pause on two parts of Measure 114, the gun control initiative that voters narrowly passed in November.
The way the situation's been framed to the court is we have a permit to purchase component of ballot measure 114 and a large capacity prohibition, large capacity magazine prohibition. Those are the two issues, as I understand them, as they've been framed to me.
After Tuesday's hearing in Harney County, the judge took action on that first component, ruling that the permit to purchase requirement cannot go into effect until the state notifies the court that process is in place and operational. As Professor Norman Williams with Willamette University's College of Law explains, that's sure to take a while.
It's not just a question for the Oregon State Police. It's really a question for every county sheriff's office and every city's police department as to how fast they can get the permitting procedures up and running.
Then on Thursday, the state court judge released a written ruling putting the high-capacity magazine ban on hold until the court decides whether the ban is constitutional. Judge Rocchio expressed doubts, writing that the large-capacity magazine bans promote public safety is mere speculation.
That ban cannot go into effect while we conduct a full trial on the merits of the ban on high-capacity magazines.
Williams expects that will also take weeks or months, and he believes the Harney County judge's word won't be the final say.
I think it's inevitable that the Oregon Supreme Court will be asked to decide this, but that's probably years away.
It's worth noting Measure 114's so-called severability clause, meaning if a court finds that one part of it is unconstitutional, that doesn't mean the whole measure fails.
So even if the state courts ultimately decide that the ban on high-capacity magazines is unconstitutional, that will not necessarily stop the permit to purchase requirements from going into effect.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Time to take a look at some of this morning's other local headlines, starting with this. The man known as the jogger rapist will be released from prison today. Richard Gilmore has been behind bars for more than 30 years. He admitted to attacking 9 women and girls back in the 1970s and 80s, but because of the statute of limitation rules at the time, he was only convicted of raping one of those victims. He'll be supervised once he's released, but the state is only labeling Gilmore as a low-risk offender. That means the community will not be told exactly where he's living, although we do know that he'll start his time outside of prison in transitional housing in Northwest Portland. Police are also looking for the driver of this truck. They say it was involved in a deadly hit and run in North Portland on October 26th. 19-year-old Miko Jackson was hit and killed while crossing North Interstate at Graham. Police say he was in a marked crosswalk near the Max platform. They described the suspect's truck as a green or teal-colored Ford Ranger from the 1990s. And last headline here, Portland nonprofit Brown Hope has reinstated Cameron Whitten as CEO. The board of directors made that decision after meeting with him Wednesday night. The board president put him on leave last week over what was called multiple serious allegations. The Oregon Department of Justice announced that plans to investigate those allegations. Brown Hope focuses on racial justice, and just last week it launched a guaranteed income program for 25 black families. And that's a look at some of this morning's local headlines.
Multnomah County commissioners unanimously voted in favor of a ban on selling flavored tobacco and nicotine products. It is set to start in January of 2024. The decision was made at yesterday's board meeting. Supporters say the goal is to keep tobacco away from kids and teens. Opponents, though, worry about the impact on businesses. Washington County passed a similar ban last year, but a judge has overturned it. The county is now appealing that decision. At that same meeting, commissioners also unanimously voted against funding Mayor Ted Wheeler's homeless camps. Instead, they directed millions of dollars toward rental assistance for families. So let's drill down on what that all means. The county had $28 million to allocate for Metro's supportive housing assistance tax. $15 million will now go toward helping tenants pay for rent. Another $1 million will be spent to get people into homes more quickly, and the remaining $12 million will go into a contingency fund. Incoming County Chair Jessica Vega Peterson had previously voiced support for the mayor's plan, but instead voted with her fellow commissioners.
I also want to clearly state that I am strongly supportive about the investments we're making today with these dollars. $15 million of which will go to rental assistance to keep individuals and families housed.
Mayor Ted Wheeler and Commissioner Dan Ryan say they're disappointed. It's unclear if or when the city plans to reconsider their request for funding.
Washington County is opening more severe weather shelter space today, starting at 4 o'clock. So shelters will be at the Salvation Army building off Southeast 21st Avenue in Hillsborough and the Beaverton Community Center off Southwest 5th Street. There will also be hot meals. Doors will be open to anyone seeking shelter all hours of the day until Sunday at noon. No one, they say, will be turned away, and domestic pets are allowed. The county says dangerous weather conditions prompted them to make room for more people.
And take a look out of the... Gosh, it's Friday. I can barely talk right now. Take a look at this crazy video, I meant to say. Yeah, this is out of South Dakota. Chest deep snow there as that person tries to slowly dig themselves out. I know.
That's, head deep snow.
Exactly. It went from chest deep to head deep. So South Dakota finally seeing an end to its winter storm warnings. Blizzard conditions swept the state for the better part of the week. This was all taken in the Black Hills where there was a big snowdrift, most accumulating snow set to end this morning, and I'm sure they're excited about it as they really try to dig out there.
Looks like there's a canoe under that person, like they're almost holding a paddle as a shovel, doing like a canoe move.
Have you guys ever been in that deep of snow?
No.
No.
No, the deepest I've ever been was up in Spokane, actually. I was up there one winter visiting a friend and the snow was at the top of your standard chain link fence. That's like, 4 feet or so.
Wow, that's still...
Yeah, that's a lot of snow.
I think waist deep is as far as I've ever gotten. I've never gone neck deep like that before.
Yeah, neck deep.
Really? Well, by golly,
Try it
you and I will
someday?
go out someday. Give it a whirl. Here's a look at our clear skies here in town. Nothing deep out there here locally. We're at 34 at the airport. Winds are calm. It's not as cold as I thought it would be this morning, temperature-wise, because of east winds have kept numbers up a little bit. So this shows you sustained winds. Troutdale's been gusting to about 35. They have a sustained wind currently at 15. Happy Valley the same. It doesn't take a lot of wind to keep the temperatures up. Newburgh's breezy this morning, 20-mile-per-hour sustained. Again, these are east winds filtrating out of the gorge. There's Astoria, just a bit of a breeze. Same thing in Tillamook. Newport northeast at 13. If you have kind of windy conditions at your place, if you live over on the east side, those winds should start to fizzle out, or at least start to ease this afternoon and then fizzle or calm overnight tonight. This will be another nice day overall. It's going to be completely dry. We have 34 in Astoria right now. Salem's sitting at the freezing mark. Up in Kelso Longview, good morning, Cowlitz County, 27 for you. And there's Burns at 10 below this morning. 10 below, it's one of the colder numbers we've seen on Burns this winter so far, 10 below. All right, Futurecast 7:30 this morning. We still have a temperature inversion, and that's the reason you see these areas of low clouds locked down. It's cloudy in Hood River, cloudy out toward the Dalles. The temperature inversion is expected to weaken later today in a lot of those low cloud areas, perhaps including Hood River to the Dalles for you folks will finally start to break up and you'll get some sunshine. And then we have a light wind weekend coming. Here's a look at the fact that we'll be sunny off of the coast today as well. Beautiful clear skies at the beach right now. So our 7-day forecast, here we go. Today, sunny blue, we get up to 43. Yesterday was 45. Tomorrow, temperatures probably get back down to the 20s all over the place because winds will be light. So a clear, cold morning. Clouds increase during the day, 42. We stay dry. There's a shower chance Sunday that may or may not happen. So really the weekend overall looks to be very tolerable to be outdoors, getting your last minute holiday running around done. Shower chances pick up Monday, and I have a chance of a snow or rain shower mixing on Monday and Tuesday, but low elevations will stay above freezing. Not really expecting any issues here. If you live at 1,500 feet Monday, maybe you get 2-3 inches of snow, and then we start to warm up with rising snow levels into Christmas weekend.
Okay, thanks, Rod. Yeah, lots of excitement there at Skyview High School in Vancouver. Lots to celebrate this morning because they just received a huge honor for inclusion. After the break, we asked students what it means for them.